So good morning. Today we're going to be focusing a little bit on courage and heart openers. Helps to open your heart to courage and the possibility of what there can be. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Oh, I love it. Courage, yes. So that's going to be sort of our intention for today. If that's not speaking to you or not resonating to you, that's totally fine. If there's something else that you feel like you need to be focusing on instead, definitely go for that. This is your practice, this is your time on the mat. So we're going to get started in child's pose. So you can take a wide child's pose or a traditional child's pose, so your knees out to the outsides of the mat or together underneath your hips, and then just reaching forward, reaching your fingertips forward, allowing your chest to fall down towards the mat, starting to connect with your breath. Noticing your inhale and exhale. Allowing your shoulders to draw away from your ears while your fingertips walk a little bit further forward on the mat. Let's start today with a quote from Deepak Chopra. You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. The lovely thing about our practice is it's going to allow us the time on our mats to just let the rest of the world fall away and focus on finding that place where we can do anything, that place where we have that courage to try anything. On your next inhale, take your left arm and spread it underneath your right arm. You're going to thread the needle. And let your cheek fall on the mat. Walk those right fingertips up just a little bit further forward. Inhale, length from the base of your spine, all the way up to the crown of your head. Allowing your chest to just sink down into this twist. Inhale, untwist. Bring that left arm underneath, or left arm out, and this time your right arm goes underneath. Thread the needle on the other side. Try to keep those hips square to the floor. And continuing to walk those left fingertips up. Maybe your cheek is on the floor, maybe your forehead. Continue to inhale and exhale through the nose. Your next inhale, start to unwind and press back into child's pose one more time. Feeling your hips sink just a little bit lower down towards your heels. Walking those fingertips up just a little more. making it a little bit more active in the upper belly. And inhale, lift on up, come to tabletop. So your shoulders directly over your wrists. Your shoulders are back and down, pulling your shoulder blades together, back behind your spine. Your knees under your hips. And a good strong tabletop pose. Feeling that line of energy from your hips all the way up to the crown of your head. And as you inhale, start to drop your belly to the floor. Your head raises up for cow pose. And exhale, your back arches up to the ceiling. Crown of your head falls down towards the mat. And inhale up to cow pose. Just starting to connect with your breath, moving with your breath. Exhale to cat. And just flowing through a few cycles at your own pace. Connecting with that breath. Allowing that to be your focus right now. Early Tuesday morning, maybe your to-do list wants to pop up. Start to think about the day. Allow those thoughts to just float away. And just come back to your mat. Finding stillness in your tabletop. Starting to side bend one side to the other. Lean over to the right, lean over to the left. Kind of moving those hips around, moving those shoulders around. Opening up that side body just a little bit. Keeping those shoulders back and down. One more time, coming back to stillness here in our tabletop. Tuck in the toes, press all 10 fingers to the floor, and press up to downward facing dog. In your downward facing dog, pressing that chest down towards your knees. Your ears are between your biceps. You can bend your knees if you need to. You can start to walk your dog if that feels nice. It's our first downward facing dog of the day. So it's all right, however it feels. Just accept it. It's all good. If you don't feel like walking your dog, you can rock side to side. Rock the dog. Bring the hips side to side, or keeping those heels paddling out. Keeping all 10 fingers grounded into the mat, not dumping weight into the wrists. Coming back to stillness. If you're walking, you're rocking. Big deep inhale. And as you exhale, look between your hands and walk your feet up towards your hands. Exhale all the way down to forward fold. As much or as little of a knee bend as you need for right now. You can place your hands on the floor, back behind your legs, and grab your opposite elbows. But allow the crown of your head to shift towards your mat. Tailbone is up towards the sky. Bringing your chest down towards your knees. Allowing any cares or concerns to just drop off the top of your head. If they're not serving you, just let them go. You want to be rocking side to side. Nodding yes, shaking your head no. Or still, whatever feels right for today. So many different bodies coming from so many different places. But I give lots of different options because we're all coming from somewhere different. They'll have different tensions and tightness. But we get to all breathe through it. Your next inhale, if you're holding your hands, you can release your hands and start to slowly ragdoll, lift yourself up. One vertebrae at a time. Your head's the last thing up. Nice and slow. Come up to mountain pose. Grounding all 4 corners of your feet into the mat. Your feet are directly below your hips. Core is strong and engaged. Shoulders are back and down. Feeling the power in this pose. We're going to start to warm our bodies up just a little bit more with our Sun A series. So inhale, the arms sweep up. Exhale, bend your knees down to forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Hands come to your shins or your thighs. And exhale, down to forward fold. Planting the hands on the mat, stepping back to plank. And your plank, you can always go down to your knees if you like, but keeping those shoulders over the wrists. We're going to stay here for a few breaths. Starting to feel that strength developing in our bodies, starting to feel that heat developing. Pull that belly button in, good and strong. Nice big inhale, and as you exhale, start to bend those elbows. Lowering yourself gently down to the floor, nice and slow, elbows hug your sides, and then press up. Squeezing your butt, press up to baby cobra, or if you're feeling up for it, you can press all the way up to upward facing dog. Open up that chest. Nice big inhale, and then exhale, press back to downward facing dog. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths at your own pace. Walking the dog or still, whichever. But keep pressing that chest just a little bit closer down towards your knees. Now next inhale, look up between your hands and walk your feet up between your hands down to forward fold. Inhale, hands come to the shins, flat back. Nice straight line from hips to crown. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sweep arms up overhead. Extended mountain. And coming back to mountain pose. And start to flow through our breath. Inhale, up overhead, extended mountain. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale brings you all the way down, planting your hands on the mat, and then lowering halfway down for chaturanga. Flipping those feet, pressing up to upward facing dog or baby cobra, and pressing back to down dog. Staying here for 3 breaths. This is all at your own pace. So if you're a little faster than where I'm at, a little slower where I'm at, it's all good. Inhale, look up between your hands, walk your feet up, or if you want to jump or float, you can do that. Up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep arms up overhead. And exhale to mountain. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale brings you all the way down. Keeping those elbows hugging your sides. Pressing up to upward facing dog. And pressing back to downward facing dog. Continuing to inhale and exhale through the nose. Always bringing your attention back to the mat, back to your breath. Inhale, feet up to hands, and down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down to forward fold. And inhale, arm sweep all the way up overhead. And to mountain. Let's flow through it one more time because it just feels so nice. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Thinking about that core, feeling that core stability, that core strength. Exhaling all the way down to your chaturanga. Pressing up an upward facing dog. It's just the tops of your feet and your hands on the floor in upward facing dog. And then flipping the feet and pressing back to downward facing dog. We're going to stay here a few more breaths this time, just noticing how your body feels, checking in. And start from your hands or start from your feet and just scan your body. Noticing how it feels different from when we started this morning. And if it doesn't feel different at all, notice that too. Keep pressing that chest to your knees. Those ears between your biceps. One big inhale from all the way from your feet. Send the energy up through your hips. And exhale. Next inhale, look up between your hands. Walk, jump, float your feet up to meet your hands. Exhale down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale down to forward fold. Inhale, bend the knees, sweep arms up overhead. And hands back to heart center. Now our bodies are a little bit more awake, a little bit more warmed up. We're gonna have some fun. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back. We're gonna flow through our vinyasa, or you can go straight to downward facing dog. But in our downward facing dog, we're gonna hold here. Once again, getting a good, strong foundation, continuing that breath. We're gonna find a downward facing dog twist. So you can put more of your weight into your right hand, and then take your left hand over to that right foot. Opening up your chest to the side. I'll turn to the side so you guys can see that too. Opening your chest up to the side, twist your downward facing dog. And if this doesn't feel quite right, you can always come back down to your knees and thread the needle, just like how we started today. Inhale, hands back to center. And put your weight into your left hand this time. And find that twist on the other side as you exhale. You can look out towards that opposite side wall and keep that breath coming. Inhale back up to center. Switch sides. So twisting over to that right side. And place your palm on the floor. Try and bring that chest opening up to that side wall. Inhale back to center. Switch sides. Seeing the world from a different view, right? Inhale back to center. Press into your downward facing dog. And on your next exhale, land those knees in a wide-legged child's pose. Walk those arms forward. Coming back to our breath. Sitting in your wide-legged child's pose. Letting those hips fall a little closer down towards the heels. Inhale takes you up. I'm going to find a tabletop or a plank. So you can be in your plank on your hands, or if you have wrist issues, you can come down to your elbows, because we're going to find side plank. So when you're ready and you're good and strong in your plank, knees down or toes down, one or the other, start to open up towards the left. So your right arm is on the floor, left arm reaches up towards the sky, nice and flat, like you're being squished between two panes of glass. Shoulders stay down, core is strong and engaged. Keeping that breath continuous. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Our breath is always there for us. So always come back to that through the work. And exhale back to center. Go to the other side. Inhale, side plank. On the left this time. And on the right. Pressing that hand into the floor. Right arm reaches up towards the ceiling. It's not sitting there, just on its own, doing nothing. Energetically reach up towards the ceiling. Feeling that core engaged. You can look up at your hand. You can look at the side wall. You can look at the hand on the ground. One more inhale, reach that arm up high. And exhale back to plank. Holding our plank for just 2 more breaths. Good strong core engagement. And knees down to the mat. Back to wide-legged child's pose one more time. Reaching those arms up overhead. Next, inhale, press up to downward facing dog. We're only here for 1 breath this time. Inhale, walk your feet up to forward fold. Exhale down the forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Extended mountain. Reach up really, really high. Inhale, back to heart center. And have a fun little flow here too. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant down. You can flow through your vinyasa or meet all the way down in down dog. It's up to you. And downward facing dog. Paddle those heels just a little more. Bend your knees. Your next inhale, bring your right foot in between your hands. Nice low lunge. In your lunge, you can put that back knee down or keep that back leg straight, but open up that chest. Keeping those shoulders back and down. Feel that beautiful heart opener while also opening up those hips. Rotate that back heel. Inhale to press up to warrior 1. Your back foot is in a blade, 45 degrees. Your front leg, 90 degrees. That knee over ankle. Your knee pressing out towards your second and third toes. Shoulders are down. Inhale the arms up. And exhale, rotate the hips, open up to warrior 2. Hips are facing the side wall, but that knee is still pressing out. Inhale, start to reach back with that left arm. Right arm twist back behind in a bind if you like, or confine your back leg. But inhale into sun warrior. Sink a little deeper in that front leg. Each exhale finds a little bit more depth. Find just a little bit more courage to go a little deeper into that warrior leg there. Inhale, arms up. And start to rotate forward for extended side angle. So gently resting your elbow on your thigh, or that hand can come to the floor. Put your right arm, makes a nice straight line. Bring your big toe, bladed and back, all the way through to the front fingers reaching forward. Again, that chest is open. So wherever you need to put your arms to open up that chest, that's what we're looking for. Inhale back up to center to warrior 2. Shoulders are down, sink a little deeper. I know you can. Inhale, arms sweep up, facing me for warrior 1. So hips shining towards the front of the mat this time. Reach up high and exhale. Hands frame the foot. Step back to downward facing dog. Walk it out. Notice how that left leg feels in comparison to the right. How that hip feels. Let's do it all again on the other side. Look between your hands. Step your right foot in between your hands. Rotate that back. Oh, sorry, we're going to lunge first. There we go. So in lunge on this side. Lunge on the other side, keeping that chest open. Now it might feel different than on the other side. That's fine. It's all good. Usually we're not going to be, flexibility is not going to be the same on both sides, nor is balance. but that's why we practice, right? Now rotate that back foot to stand on up to warrior one. Back foot about 45 degrees, just like last time. Knee over ankle. Sit nice and low in your warrior. I always talk about arms up overhead. If that's not comfortable, you can always bring your hands to heart center. If you have shoulder issues, just bring your hands back on down wherever feels right. Sink a little lower in your warrior one. And inhale, rotate to open up to warrior two. Get shine the side wall this time. You can look out in front or look out to the side wall. As you inhale, reach back. Left arm comes back behind. Right arm reaches overhead and sink lower into that front leg. Every exhale brings you a little deeper. And inhale, rotate those arms around, start to reach forward for extended side angle. We're not resting our entire body weight into that leg, just gently resting that elbow on the thigh, or if you want to reach for the floor. But feeling that unbroken line of energy from your toes to your fingertips. Reach a little further forward, like you're going to give your teammate a high five. There you go. Inhale up to warrior two. Whew, how's that leg feeling? Warm? Inhale up to warrior one. Sink a little deeper. And exhale, cartwheel the hands on either side of the foot. Press back to downward facing dog. Walk out that dog just a little bit. Next, inhale, look up between your hands. Walk your hands up to your feet. Sorry, your feet up to your hands. Exhale on forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. You know the drill. Inhale, bend your knees all the way up to extended mountain. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to flow through that same sequence, but we're going to add some more fun things. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bend your knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Going through our vinyasa at your own pace, with your own breath. Back in our downward facing dog. Walk that dog for just one more moment. Look up between your hands, bring that left leg through, knee over ankle for our lunge. One more time. Yeah, definitely, if you need to help that foot get all the way up there, go for it. Rotate that back heel, swing on up to warrior one. Sink a little deeper in that front leg, now that's nice and warm. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale those shoulders down. Sink a little deeper. Inhale back to sun warrior. We're greeting the sun, saying good morning. Keeping that chest open. So wherever your arms need to be to open that chest. Doesn't matter what the pose looks like. It matters how it feels in your body. So keep that chest open. And inhale, reach forward to extended side angle. That arm reaches up overhead to that beautiful side opener. Your next inhale, start to straighten that front leg, bringing that top arm up to reach the sky and reach down for triangle pose. So you can rest your hand on your shin or on the floor, but keeping that chest open to the side wall and that arm reaching up towards the sky. Feel that energy from the floor all the way up. Inhale, reach really high, and exhale, bend that front leg for extended side angle one more time. So reaching that arm forward. And inhale back up to warrior two. Shoulders are down. Inhale up to warrior one. And start to press more of your weight into that left foot. Maybe coming up to the toes in that back foot. Pressing your weight into that left foot to come all the way up to warrior three. Nice balance challenge for our morning. Your palms face the floor. Your back foot as if it's standing on that back wall. Putting your drishti several feet out in front of that toe. Help give you balance. Help show you where to go. If you fall a little bit or wobble, just come back up into it. Start to bend that front leg. Bend it so much that the back leg comes to the floor. Warrior one more time. Big inhale, reach up to the sky. And exhale, hands come to the mat. Frame that foot. Press back to downward facing dog. We'll flow through that on the other side. Inhale, look between those hands. Exhale, that right foot in between both hands, knee over ankle, chest open, shoulders down, low lunge. Rotate that back foot, come on up to warrior one. How you guys feeling? You guys doing good? Good. Inhale those arms up and exhale, open up to warrior two. Sinking a little lower in that front leg. We're talking about courage today. Rockefeller, John D. Rockefeller said, don't be afraid to give up the good to go for the great. So we all have greatness. We all have goals and dreams, things that we want to accomplish. We get to find that place inside us that says nothing's impossible. And we can go for that great. Inhale, reach back to sun warrior. Maybe for us this morning, that greatness means sinking a little lower in that front leg. Maybe that greatness means giving ourselves permission and space to go a little bit easier on the poses. Just keep coming back to that breath. Keep checking back in with your body, what your body's telling you it needs today. Inhale, rotate your arms up and around for extended side angle. Reaching that arm forward. Other hand on the floor or elbow on your thigh, either one. Reach forward. Very active in the arm. The top arm is reaching. And that top arm reaches up towards the ceiling as your front leg straightens out for triangle. Triangle on this side, your hips are still open to the side wall. Shoulders are down. Just like in our plank, almost as if we're getting squished between two panes of glass. You start to feel like your arms coming down to the side, and your chest is collapsing in. That's a good time to bring that hand up a little higher, up on your shin, up on your thigh. Whatever works. Inhale, reach that top arm up. Plug those fingers into the sky. And exhale as you bend that front leg one more time. Reach forward. Give your teammate a high five. And inhale back up to warrior two. Sink a little lower. There you go. Shoulders and hips are in line. Shoulders are down away from the ears. Inhale, sweep the arms up to warrior one. Y'all know what's coming. We get to fly in warrior three. So starting to lean forward a little bit, pressing more weight into that right foot until that left foot loses contact with the earth. You can swing your arms back to the side, finding that drishti once again. Imagine you're stepping on that back wall. Palms face the floor, shoulders are still down. It's a nice unbroken line from your heel all the way up to the crown of your head. Just keep breathing through it. You fall out, just get back in. No problem. And start to bend that front leg. Come back up to warrior one. Inhale, arms up overhead. Reach up to the sky. And exhale, hands. Frame that foot. Press back to downward facing dog one more time. If you like, you can sit back in child's pose or enjoy the rest of downward facing dog. Walking those feet up towards your hands. Down for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, down to forward fold. Inhale, knees bend, sweep arms up overhead. Extended mountain. Hands come to heart center. Ground those feet into the mat. Feeling strong, feeling your heart beating. Your inhale comes all the way down from your toes, all the way up to the crown of your head. And exhale, all that breath out. Finding stillness amongst all that movement. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, bend the knees, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, flow through our vinyasa, or all the way down to down dog. Look up between your hands. As you exhale, bend your knee and bring that left foot between your hands, knee over ankle for lunge. Nice low lunge. Rotate that back foot, inhale up to warrior one. Reach up to the sky. We're gonna find our half moon pose. That's what we've been warming our bodies up for. That's what we've been building up to. Inhale the arms up, exhale, open up to warrior two. Shoulders are down, hips and shoulders in line. I'm gonna talk about lots of different options for our half moon pose. But first, we'll start to get there. So start to put more of your weight into that front leg. So you're almost reaching forward to try and bring that hand either to the floor, or if you have a block, here's an excellent place for a block. Your hand finds the floor and start to bring that right leg up. As if you're stepping on that back wall. So like before in warrior three, we were stepping on that back wall, only this time our hips are open to the side wall. Your arm reaches up high, your hand can be on the floor, it can be on your mat. Your balance is feeling it. You can lift up. Whatever you need to do to get that chest open, those hips open. Another option, if you have a wall handy, is you can kind of lay back on the wall in this pose, or you can put your foot on the wall. I talk about, making that foot as if you're standing on the wall. You can actually scooch back and stand on the wall, if that can help the pose. Here we go. But keep the energy flowing through that top hand, keeping those hips and shoulders open to the side wall. And just like before, if you fall out, just get back into it. There's no judgment. The important part is that you keep trying. And when you're ready, you've had enough, you can go ahead and bend that knee and come back to warrior two. Sit nice and low into that front leg. Inhale the arms up overhead to warrior one. We have one more heart opener. Inhale the elbows out to the side for cactus arms. Little mini baby back bend. Opening that chest up, leaning back just a little tiny bit. Every inhale you find that length. Exhale, find just a little bit more back bend. And inhale the arms back up overhead. Exhale, hands cartwheel down around either side of the foot. Rotate that back heel and step back to downward facing dog. Walk that dog out. Shake those legs out just a little bit. Look between those hands. Get the other leg this time. Right leg comes through. Low lunge on this side. Rotate that back heel. Step on up to warrior one. Shoulders are down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Hips rotate to the side wall. I forgot to mention one other option for our half moon is if your balance isn't feeling right on your feet, you can always come down to your knee. So having your front knee on the floor, your back leg still up as if it's standing on the wall, and your arms are going to open up the same way. Well, let's find our half moon on this side. So starting to shift that weight into the front foot, starting to kind of rotate forward a little bit to bring that back foot up off the mat. Your hand can be on a block, on the floor, can be up in the air. And open up that shoulder to reach for the sky. Marianne Rodemaker says, courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day that says, I will try again tomorrow. We can find the courage to fly in our half moon, or find the courage to pick back up and try again. Keep that back foot energetically standing on that back wall. That top arm reaching up to the sky to keep that chest opening up. And when you're ready, bend that front leg to find warrior two once again. Feeling the strength of both feet on the floor after having only one on the floor, right? Inhale, arms sweep up to warrior one. Reach up to the sky and exhale the elbows down to either side for cactus arms. Inhale to find some length and exhale, find that baby back bend, little tiny baby back bend. Opening that heart up towards the sky. Sink a little deeper in that front leg. I know, it's warm, it should be. Inhale, arms up, straight up overhead, and exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Rotate that back foot, press back to downward facing dog. Once more, scan your body. Notice how it feels compared to when we started this morning. Notice the areas that might have loosened up. Notice the areas you might be holding tension. Send your breath to anywhere you feel like you're holding or gripping or tightening. Send your breath. Try and release your hold. On your next inhale, bring that left leg to meet your hands bent. We're going to find half pigeon on this side. So if your knee is on the floor, keeping that front foot flexed, you can have your heel into your hips, or you can have your leg out closer to 90 degrees, wherever your hip's at. It's all good. Your half pigeon, whatever works for you. If you have some back issues, you're always welcome to lay on the floor, and you can find a figure four that way as well. Otherwise, if it feels nice, you can lay on top of that front leg, reaching those arms out, maybe a little bit more active in the upper back. You're reaching. Allowing your breath to flood the sensation in the back of your front leg. Sending your breath to your lower back, your hips. Your next inhale, start to walk your hands back in. You're going to swing that back leg forward. Uncurl that front leg and bring both legs out in front for a seated forward fold. So inhale the arms up overhead, and as you exhale, start to fall that chest over your thighs. So if this is all you've got, it's all good. You can reach for your calves, your toes. Every inhale finds that length. Every exhale, you can find just a little bit more space in this forward fold. Nice cooling forward fold after all those twists, after all that energy, helping bring us back to center. Bring us back to balance. So keep that inhale through your nose and exhale through your nose. Inhale, sit on up. We're going to find half pigeon on the other side. So your left leg swings back behind. It can stay bent or it can be straight. I forgot to mention that last time. But that right leg this time is going to be bent. Again, the heel can be in towards the hips or it can be out closer to 90 degrees. Wherever it's at, flex that front foot. You want to protect that knee. Inhale on up and then exhale to fall over that front leg. Notice if this side feels different than the other side. Releasing any hold you might have in your jaw, you're clenching your teeth, maybe squinting your eyes. Just release any of that tension. Every exhale, you can release out anything that's not serving you, anything that's not helping you. Next inhale, walk those hands on up. We're going to swing that back leg forward one more time. Starting in our staff pose, which is just sitting up nice and tall with your legs straight out in front of you. Inhale the arms up overhead. And exhale down to our seated forward fold one more time. Allowing the crown of your head point towards the front of the room, or maybe your head is reaching down towards your feet. However much space you can find with every inhale and exhale. Inhale, sit on up. Bring your knees into your chest. We're going to rock and roll our way to our backs. So you can be holding onto your knees and start to roll backwards. And then maybe you want to roll back up. So you're rolling up and down, having some fun, giving your back a little massage. When you're ready to find stillness, you can just rest on the mat, hugging your knees into your chest. Maybe finding a little bit of circles with those knees left and right, giving your back a massage. Maybe you want to rock and roll side to side. Inhale, bring the knees into your chest nice and tight. And on the exhale, send your legs out in front of you. Trying to find the most comfortable position you possibly can. Getting ready for our Shavasana. If it feels better, you can bring your knees, you can bend your knees, bring them together and tent your legs up with your feet wide on the mat. Or if you're more comfortable seated, you can take a seated posture. If it's comfortable for you, you can close your eyes as we start to settle in to our Shavasana. Maybe you want to move those shoulders a little bit. Once again, just noticing your breath. Noticing your inhale and exhale. Allowing your body to settle into the mat. Allowing all that work you just did to soak in. If any thoughts pop up, you can just allow them to float away and come back to your breath once again. Allowing your feet to settle into the mat. Breathing into the space in your ankle joint. Your calves sink into the mat, feeling the earth supporting your legs. Breathing into the space in your knees. Allowing your thighs sinking into the mat as your hips sink into the mat and breathing space. Bringing your breath up through your spine, feeling space all the way up through every vertebrae. Shoulders settle into the mat. You need to wiggle them down if they're up close to your ears. Sending your breath down through your arms, through your shoulders and elbow joints. Feeling your arms sink into the mat. Feeling the earth support you. Breathing through the space in the back of your neck. Feeling your head cradled by the mat. You must find the place inside yourself where nothing is impossible. Feeling the opening in your chest. Feeling your ability that you can do anything. As long as you have the courage to just try it. Start to bring some movement back to your body. Wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. Finding some wrist circles and ankle circles. Keeping your eyes closed, or if your eyes are open, keeping your gaze soft. Maybe turn your head side to side. Moving those shoulders a little bit. When you're ready, you can bring your knees in and roll to one side or the other. Come into a fetal position. You can pillow your bottom arm and rest your head on your bottom arm. Feeling the earth support you once again. Feeling your breath nourish you. Preparing you to sit on up and take on the rest of your day. Keeping your eyes closed, press your top hand into the floor and come up to a seated position. Feeling grounded through your hips. Sitting up nice and tall, shoulders are back and down. Bringing your hands to heart center, feeling your heart beating. With every inhale and every exhale, refreshing and renewing your body. I hope you can take this feeling of courage, bravery with you through the rest of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank you. That was good practice.
Thank you.
Glad you enjoyed it. Thank you, guys. Make sure you check in.
Thanks, Kristi. Thanks, Amanda.
Thank you.
Guys, have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great.